On December 12th, the Supreme Court of India pronounced the verdict on a series of petitions challenging the centre's 2019 decision to abrogate the provisions of Article 370 of the Constitution, which bestowed a special status on the erstwhile state of Jammu and Kashmir. A 5-judge bench comprising Chief Justice of India D.Y. Chandrachud and Justices Sanjay Kishan Kaul, Sanjeev Khanna, B.R. Gavai and Surya Kant announced the 3 separate and concurring judgments. Here are the top quotes from the verdict. J&K did not retain any sovereignty after accession to India. Reading out his judgment, CJI Chandrachud said that Jammu and Kashmir did not retain any sovereignty after accession to India. He said that while there are limitations to the President's actions after the proclamation of the President's rule, in this case, they are valid. Article 370 was temporary. CJI Chandrachud said that Article 370 is a temporary provision on a reading of the historical context in which it was included.
We have held that Article 370 is a temporary provision on a reading of the historical context in which it was included. Article 370 was introduced to serve 2 purposes. First, the transitional purpose to provide for an interim arrangement until the Constituent Assembly of the state was formed and could take a decision on the legislative competence of the Union on matters other than the ones stipulated in the instrument of accession and ratify the Constitution. And second, a temporary purpose, an interim arrangement in view of the special circumstances because of the war conditions in the state.
The CJI added that the power of the President to issue a proclamation that Article 370 ceases to operate subsists even after the Constituent Assembly of Jammu and Kashmir ceased to exist in 1957. No malafide in exercise of power under Article 370 Section 3 by President. CJI Chandrachud also said that there is no malafide in the exercise of power under Article 370 Section 3 by the President of India to issue the August 2019 presidential order. He said that the court holds the President seeking concurrence of the Union and not the state is valid. All provisions of the Indian Constitution can be applied to Jammu and Kashmir. Reorganization of Ladakh as Union Territory upheld. CJI Chandrachud also upheld the reorganization of Ladakh as a union territory. On the reorganization of Jammu and Kashmir into the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh, the CJI said that in view of the centre's submission that the UT status is temporary, the court doesn't find it necessary to determine if the reorganization of J&K into UT is valid. Purpose of Article 370 was to slowly bring J&K at par with other Indian states. In concurring judgments with the CJI, Justice S.K. Kaul said that the purpose of Article 370 was to gradually bring Jammu and Kashmir at par with other Indian states. This verdict marks a historic moment in the constitutional landscape of India, shaping the future governance and status of the regions in question. The nation now awaits the next steps in the process of restoring statehood to Jammu and Kashmir.
Subscribe to Oneindia channel and never miss an update.